Striking.
Hey, welcome to episode 15 of Loosely Related. We're back.
We are back. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
I'm here myself, Joe Hassett, with Joey on my left and Rob on my right, and Brian behind
What's
the
up?
glass over there, taking care of all of our sound.
Hello.
Don't
Making
forget
sure we
Molly.
all look good on camera.
I'm
and all
putting
that
up the
stuff.
soundproofing right now.
Yeah,
Yes, he
exactly,
is.
yeah.
He
Don't
doesn't-
forget Molly's here.
He doesn't
yeah,
really
on
want
the
to hear
floor.
us. And
Yeah.
Molly, I want her to co-host. She's going to
She's going to
co-host
spread out like a beach whale right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Her hands are
as long as she doesn't destroy the
Pause, that's
studio
fine.
again.
Yeah.
We'll take a picture of Molly. We'll put her on Instagram, and we'll immediately get 5 million followers that day.
If I put a couch behind here, Molly would come up on the couch. We co-host it. So that's what I'm going to do
That's-
next. I'm going to get a.
I would
couch.
actually be totally fine with having a couch there. That would actually be
Yeah, right.
awesome.
That'd be freaking great, man. I think I might do that. Hey,
A lot of podcasts do that. Like I watch a few podcasts where like they sit in like Lazy Boys.
yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
H3
Just
had
chill.
a couch for the
Yeah.
first couple episodes that they used
yeah,
before they
yeah.
had the table.
Yeah.
I think there's a.
I'm not sitting on a couch with you, Joe, you pervert.
Well,
Dude,
no,
Rob,
Hey, you know how many times
You-
he's
you're
tricked
not-
me into that?
you're not sitting on a couch with me in front of a camera.
I'll
again,
take the couch.
not again.
Not again.
There was this casting couch.
Well, I
my
mean,
God.
we did put the ad out. Loosely
The
related
casting
casting.
couch.
So I mean, I don't know.
Loosely related casting couch.
Yes.
Well, again, we're firing on all cylinders. Maybe we should move on.
That's
Yes.
the whole thing, man.
So anyway, we got something new today.
We did.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
got
Yes.
something new. Now, Brian posted it on
Yeah, I
Instagram, so
kinda
I hope
gave it
He
away.
did.
I hope the
Yeah.
million people out there who have
Millions,
followed us
Or
now,
1 million
millions of
followers.
people
or 1 million followers on
at home
Instagram
watching.
now
Yeah.
can look and see the new upgrade to our studio
And it-
here,
yeah.
right behind me.
And for
above my
those
head,
just
right here.
listening, Dad, they'll give a little
Yeah, to give a
description.
context of that.
What do we got?
So we have our banner. This is our banner that if you log into our sites like YouTube, that you can actually see us on, not hear us on. YouTube, our banner is basically what is above my head here. And we had it printed out, and
Looks
now it's
Yeah,
replacing
man.
the old
Looks pretty
handmade
Thing
Oak Ted project one that I did.
that you
Oh,
did.
I kinda
OTEG
missed
would have
that
been an
one, though.
upgrade from what we had.
It
Yeah.
probably
Do you remember when we
would
were
have been.
in our studio upstairs in
Oh, yeah.
Joey's room
in my bedroom.
Yeah.
with a curtain in the back?
It's
Yeah.
literally
with,
it was
with the GoPro.
And we were
With the
using
GoPro.
tape. We didn't even have the GoPro at that
no,
point.
not at that
It's
time. We were
kind of
using
insane
We
the-
how-
were we were a no-go at
We
that
were
point.
literally.
we weren't recording the first 3 episodes. Were
The
not
first few
recorded.
episodes were not on video. I mean, we do. All right, we do have video for
They're
the second.
not
I mean,
missing out
not
on them.
recorded on video. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
actually, the second episode that we ever did was recorded on video, and I do have it somewhere. And I'm
Oh,
trying
that's
to.
right. I had it on.
Yeah,
I have it on my
I
phone.
do have
it's
it.
on. I have it on my phone.
that's episode 3 you have on your phone, I think,
I
right?
thought I have 2
Episode
and 3. I might have 2 and 3, but not all of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Remember, during the episode, my phone rang, and I didn't have it on private mode, and it
Oh,
rang and messed up.
And
the
we
video.
lost basically everything, which is now it's like the lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
People are like eventually they'll make a TV show about
Yeah,
trying to
right.
find that lost footage.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be a thing.
Episode 1 was a treat to listen to, though. Let me
Oh,
tell you.
yeah? Yeah.
It was a treat.
Yeah, I got to go back. We got to go back and listen over all
It's
of those episodes.
crazy.
Sometimes
how
I think
far
about
we've come.
doing it, and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, nah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's so much because our
Episode 3,
episodes
I
are
honestly
pretty long.
liked like the content for that one. Not to toot our own horn, but I thought it was so funny. So, but even going back and listening to that, Brian, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
wow.
It would
it's
be
a
fun
major
for any
upgrade.
of you guys out there to just start from the audio
Yeah.
versions in one and work your way through
Yeah.
because they all sort of bounce off of each other, and
Yeah.
it's fun to see how we've progressed
Exactly.
from
Plus,
where we
then they'll
were
get
to where we are
some of these
now.
tired-ass jokes we keep
Right.
trotting out here.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the also thing is that like when you start from episode 10, you're gonna be like, oh my god, they killed off Rob in episode 8. I don't
Right.
understand. I missed that
It's a
part
cliff-
of it.
That was
So
a
it's
cliff.
like,
That was
yeah,
a two-parter.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna miss all the good stuff. You know, everybody hates spoilers.
Yeah, seriously. So anyway, don't forget you can follow us. You can reach us at our website, looselyrelatedpodcast.com. On that website, you can link out to any of the other places like YouTube and Facebook and the other things. We have links to those. But you can follow us on Twitter at LRPodcast, Instagram at loosely_related, Spotify, Facebook, and you can also find us on Google Play Music, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio.
MySpace.
MySpace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are we on MySpace?
Friendster.
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 Find My Friend.
Yes.
Find my friend.
Find the serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yep,
Serial
find my
killer.
friend. You guys didn't approve that, but again, like I said, it stole your
SoundCloud?
phones.
No, we're not on SoundCloud.
We're not on
never-
SoundCloud. We could be on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Could, but
There's a couple of other ones Joey and I were talking
There
about.
was this other one.
Weezer, I think it was.
No, I forgot-
Weezer's a band.
Weezer's a band.
It is a
We'll be
band.
on Weezer. I'll contact
But I
Weezer.
thought there was a
I'll put them on our
Weezer.
website.
But there is.
our next guest featuring Weezer.
Weezer.
We're
That would
probably-
actually,
out there.
again, that would be like that would get us less viewers somehow. No one listens
Yeah,
to Weezer
no.
anymore. I feel
No,
bad.
they came back. They covered
They
that Toto song, man. That
Yeah,
blew up.
Africa,
Africa.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
No, they're still
That
out
is
there.
true.
Yeah.
I love Weezer.
I was
man.
obsessed back in high school.
Yeah.
The first super popular album. What was it, the Green album or so? The Blue album?
Yeah, man.
I think they.
I like
forget
the
what- it
red
was
one.
yeah, that's probably one of their albums.
Yeah.
Well, they just called it. I think the Blue and the Green album. They had names already. I think it was a self-titled album. But
Yeah.
I think because it was blue.
Yeah.
With all the genius thought process, we are like, we'll call it the Blue album.
Blue album.
But that had the sweater song on it and all that.
Yeah.
That was
No, they were a
awesome.
great band, man.
Hell yeah.
Big fan.
So
They
anyway,
are a great band if you're out there listening to us.
Yes.
all right. So what I wanted to do in this, my first segment of the show is
Yeah.
something called Citizen Host.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
You guys know what that is? Yeah. That's
It sounds like
Tell
a
us about it.
citizen. I'm going to be hosting a bunch of citizens in our basement to,
Well,
just
we're
be-
kind of already doing
I
that.
thought it
except
was
for Rob.
about Citizen Bank.
Yeah.
Citizen Bank. It's
Citizen
close.
Bank.
That's close. It's
Is this, are we
Same word.
going to host a screening of Citizen Kane? Is that
Yes.
what this is? We're going to
Citizen-
watch Citizen
we
Kane.
could do it. Everything having to
For
do with the word
24 hours
citizen.
straight.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, what it is, it's actually an immigration test. So we're going to see
Oh,
who
we're gonna
can
get deported.
pass a basic immigration test for the United States of America. And
Hold on
whoever,
a second. I'm getting tweets from Trump. He says you're deported.
That's fake news.
Already.
Loosely related is fake news.
The post,
It is fake.
We are pretty much fake news.
It's probably better than Fox 5.
We might be the actual fake news. I don't know. Sometimes.
If you can consider us news.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
exactly.
All right, so go ahead. What are we
whoever-
doing?
Whoever fails gets deported.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Sure.
Interesting.
So anyway,
I will take
Brian-
their place.
I'm
Brian's-
waiting to get deported.
Yeah,
Brian's
exactly.
going to ask a question.
Yeah.
It's a multiple choice questions, and we're all going to take or give our answers, and we'll
Yeah.
see
Yes.
who's right.
See who's right and who's wrong.
How many questions we have, Brian?
10. The 10
we'll do
hardest, apparently.
10
Oh,
hardest
really?
questions.
Yeah.
on this. And since we are considered citizens, as far as I know, we should be able to answer most of these,
shit.
if not all of
Hopefully.
these questions.
All right. Okay. All right.
All right.
Oh boy.
Go.
Okay. Question 1. How
Okay.
many amendments does the Constitution have?
All right. Rob, you wanna
Is
go
it
around the table?
A,
I'm sorry.
14, B, 21, C, 25, or D, 27?
Oh, so there is multiple choice. Okay.
There's
good.
no 10 options, so I'm
Yeah,
going to
right.
go on 27.
27.
Yeah, I'm going to say 27. as
I'm
well.
also going to say 27.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
geniuses.
So we all stay
All
there.
right,
D.
so disclaimer on that. We did a retake on that.
We did.
one.
Oh,
we did the first
now
one
we're
already,
doing
so we
this
all
again?
knew that
Exactly.
one. None of us knew it the first time, though. So.
We
Nah.
did.
Oh, no,
We did.
Joey did.
I did. I
Joey
got
did.
the
We
first
didn't have
time.
multiple
Well,
choice, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Was,
New is a little bit. New is implying that you didn't guess.
I didn't
Right,
guess
right.
initially.
Okay, so this is question 2. Which of these is something Benjamin Franklin is known for? A, he was the first person to sign the Constitution. B, he discovered electricity. C, he was the nation's first postmaster general. D, he was the nation's second president.
Oh wow. All
right.
right. Well, that's pretty
Wait,
straightforward.
what was the last one?
He was the nation's second
Obviously
president.
What was the other
You
one?
didn't know that?
Postmaster
Ben
General.
Franklin's second
Postmaster.
president?
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure now.
obviously.
I actually had someone at work recently who was arguing about it, and I said, please just go Google that. It was a person, a friend. I was like, you were really embarrassing.
No,
yourself
please,
right
please.
now.
I don't.
But and her argument, and it was the other girl was like, that's legit. Her argument was that he's on a bill.
On a
Yes.
bill.
On money.
Oh,
so
right.
that must
Right.
mean
that
that
guarantees your
you know,
president.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's like Harriet
it's all
Tubman.
about the Benjamin.
All right,
Harriet
so what do
Tubman
you-
was
what's
obviously
your
president.
answer?
Right.
Rob, what's your answer?
Postmaster General.
See?
And mine is B,
I didn't even hear the
discover
other ones.
electricity.
All right,
I'm
let's
going to say B, electricity.
Yeah, I think it's probably electricity with his kite. and his
No,
key.
it's C.
Wow.
Wow.
Right. He was the nation's
Holy
first postmaster
suck.
general.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Wow.
good
I
job.
thought it was
Good job,
B.
Rob.
I thought
Wow,
it was
that's crazy, man. Good for him, man. Good
So
for
actually,
him.
you know what? There was
He probably
actually
had
a
good
guy in
benefits
Germany
with
that
that.
discovered electricity. I think I just saw that the other day. I
Maybe,
shouldn't
yeah.
know that, But
His
anyway.
key and his kite.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All right, so
He sailed the ocean blue. That's what Ben
Yeah.
Franklin.
I think the first
In-
person to sign the Constitution
In
is John
1982,
John Hancock.
Ben
John
Franklin
Hancock.
sailed the ocean. Who was president during World War I? Question 3.
Ooh.
It was A, Woodrow Wilson, B, Warren Harding, C, Calvin Coolidge, or D, FDR. Oh wait, president during World War One.
World War One. Yeah.
Did I say World War II? I'm
you
stupid.
said
No,
World
no,
War-
you
No,
said
World War
You
One,
said
I think you
I
said.
said one.
Okay.
You're good.
Right, so
I thought I
it's
said
the
World War
last
II.
one. Wait, is your turn?
I don't even.
Doesn't matter. You go, Rob.
You go first.
I'm not really okay. So we can rule out FDR. What was the other?
Yeah,
three?
definitely. Woodrow Wilson, Calvin Coolidge, and who's
Warren
And
Harding.
Warren G. Harding.
I will go with
Well, I'm going to say Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, I was
Me
going to say
too.
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow.
Yeah,
You right?
Woodrow
Yeah, all
Wilson.
right.
Yay.
There we go. Rob still got the lead.
Okay.
That was
Touch
weird.
tips.
That was
I got a
weird.
little tingle.
They
Well,
touch,
I transferred you my,
exactly.
They touch
douchebag.
tips.
If you're not watching it, we just touch tips, correct?
Touch tips.
of our fingers.
I
Up
thought
our
it was
fingers.
E.
Tips of their
Barack
fingers.
Obama, but
Yeah,
that's
Barack
true.
Obama.
It's time for
could've
change.
sworn.
Question number 3.
Question number 4.
Four.
Which statement correctly describes the rule of law?
Okay.
A. The law is what the president says it is. I'm sorry.
It
That's
is now.
awesome.
That is actually could be true right now.
That'd be kind of true right now.
Everything. Congress is fake news. It's all about me.
The law.
I love that that's an answer.
That's so great.
B. The people who enforce the laws do not have to follow them.
Wow, that's
Don't have
freaking
to
insane,
follow 'em.
man. That's
C.
some
No one is
countries.
above the law. Or D. Judges can rewrite laws they disagree with.
Okay. Well, obviously, I'm going to say C.
I
No
will
one is
agree
above
with
the.
that, C.
No one is above the law.
Well, what about that 1988 movie with Steven Seagal? I thought he was above the law.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, Steven Seagal is never not above the law. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
going to concur with that one.
Yeah.
No one's above the
I'm
law.
going to say A. It's no one is above the law. C.
It's what the president says it is.
Yeah, just whatever you feel like, man.
It's Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. Nope.
Fake news.
Tuesday.
It's murder everyone Monday. Okay. Where's question? Here. Question 5. Under the Constitution, which of these powers does not belong to the federal government? A. Ratify amendments to the Constitution. B.
Okay.
Print money. C. Declare war. Or D. Make treaties with foreign powers.
They can't print money.
Yeah. No, the Federal Reserve prints money.
But that's not part of. What
That's
was the
not
question?
part of.
The federal
Which
government?
of these powers does not belong to the
Oh,
federal
not
government?
belong to federal government.
To the federal.
To the
Yeah,
federal
yeah, I was
Thinking
gonna
like
say
parts
Federal
of
Reserve
it.
prints money.
All right, so judicial system.
Ratify.
you got
It's
Congress.
I'm gonna say A. I think,
ratify
right?
Amendments to the Constitution. That's the legislative branch.
And that's me
But
saying
is
that.
that all,
I don't know
is
the
that
answer.
saying that's all
so-
part of that or no?
The federal
I got-
government?
Is
No,
the federal
yeah.
government like, you have your judicial branch, you have
The federal government is
You have
me.
It's all three parts,
I am the
right?
federal
You have the Congress.
Judicial branch.
It's
the
all three of those
legislative
parts,
branch,
right?
The
The executive,
executive,
branch.
the-
Right, but does that
Applebee's
mean all
branch.
of them? The Applebee's
Yeah.
branch.
Applebee's
I like that
branch.
branch.
Federal, the judicial, and the tree branch. All
Tree branch.
I like the tree branch.
I like the tree branch.
right, what are we saying?
Wait, Brian. So what was C again?
Declare war.
Declare war. That. Wow.
The president
They're
can
all
only
weird.
declare war in, actually in
Isn't he?
He cannot.
just the federal
president
government,
cannot
right?
declare.
he could do
war.
a police action.
Brian, what was B? B was
Print
what?
But I'm
money.
saying that's
Print money,
the
and D was what?
workaround. He
Make
can't
treaties
declare
with foreign powers.
The president
I would
can't
Okay,
say
I would
declare
say
that
I
war.
would say it's D. It's definitely D.
All right.
I'd say D.
Make treaties with foreign powers.
It is A. Ratify amendments to
Oh,
the
I was right,
Constitution.
man. I was right
Oh.
the first time.
Wow.
I'm a friggin'
You did
jerk.
say.
Well, we're
So I was gonna
idiots.
say no. The president can't declare war
Ratify
except for
amendments
there's
to the Constitution.
they can do police actions. Vietnam was a police action.
Right.
And
Oh,
that came straight
yeah, it
from the
was.
president.
It was. Yeah. Yeah, people don't. A lot of
There's
people
a lot of
don't know the
workarounds.
Vietnam War was not a war. It was never like
It was a police action, but it was declared a
President
war
Nixon-
af's under,
It was declared a war.
yeah.
But I'm saying Nixon never
Carter
had.
made it a declared war
He-
so that
okay, later.
I heard
elections
Trump
could
said
get
it never happened. It
benefits.
was fake news.
But Nixon never had Congress approval to invade Vietnam.
Right.
That was the
I
whole
think that's
thing.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Question 6.
Okay.
We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? 4 years A, 6 years B, 8 years C, or 12 years D?
Oh man,
Is
this
it
is
6
tough.
years?
I want to say 12.
I thought it was
Because
6 years.
all I know is Chuck Schumer is still our senator, and it feels like he's
What
been
are
our
the
senator for
questions again?
17 years.
We elect a U.S. senator for how many years? It's 4, 6, 8, or 12.
I think it's 6.
I'm going to say 4.
Well, I think we probably elect them for, I would say, probably like 6 years, and then they could probably like rerun. I'm going to say 6 years.
I go 6 years.
I say 4.
The answer is B, 6 years.
Yeah,
wow.
that's right. Because
Okay.
I was wondering
Good
why
job.
Chuck
Wow,
Schumer
I'm
was
an
still
idiot.
a freaking senator. Because he won the
I
re-election.
mean,
it's
we
like
don't
12
think about
years.
these things that often.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, how often?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
What is this? Wait, where are we in America? No, it's Amsterdam. Right, my bad.
Okay. Question 7.
All right.
Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? Is it
What year is this for? Is this the current?
Right. It's
Current,
it's
right?
current.
Yes.
It's got to
Okay.
be current.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
A. John G. Roberts Jr. Ooh. I like that
John G.
name.
Roberts.
John G. Roberts. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Mm-hmm.
B.
Oh, Guinea.
C. William P. Barr. Or D. Brett M. Kavanaugh.
I think it's.
Brett and Kavanaugh.
I don't think he's Chief Justice though,
No.
right? He's not Chief Justice.
He's
He's
just
a
a
justice.
justice.
I mean, he's like the
Yeah.
newest. So
He's
I
the
would never
rapist.
say he's the newest.
He's the
Oh,
rapey
yeah,
judge.
the-
I would say it's probably John G.
The
Roberts,
thing with the,
just because I like
I
his
think
name,
it's
John
Roberts
G.
or
Yeah.
or
Anybody
Ruth
who has-
Bader Ginsburg. It's one of the.
I don't
other.
think you think that she is. I mean, I don't know if that doesn't matter probably for like who's the
Ruth
president,
Yeah, I don't think
because
it
she's
does.
like one of the liberal. Trump is
She's like the original-
Republican.
She's the
by
second
name,
woman ever.
Technically,
Second woman, right?
I guess. I don't know.
I
Justice?
think so. I'm going to go with that one, Ruth Vader. Ginsburg.
I'm gonna say John G. Roberts.
Not Vader.
Robert-
It's not Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Ginsburg.
Darth
Ruth
Vader
Vader,
Ginsburg.
Vader
Ruth
Ginsburg.
Vader Ginsburg.
It's Darth Vader. He's the Chief Justice.
I object.
the answer is A. John G.
I
Roberts.
was.
John
Okay, all
G. Roberts, bitch.
All right.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
I guess I'm getting deported. After
Dude,
this segment, I'll be
you're
gone.
outta
I'll
here,
be in
man.
a different country after
We're gonna
this.
come back. All right. So that last
We're
segment,
gonna
Joe got
We're gonna
deported.
deport this segment. We'll look like a bunch of morons.
That's good.
You guys are getting them right. I'm getting them
I
wrong.
called-
we're doing
I took
all
a
right.
chance
called
in the last
Ginsburg
one.
old
Although I did think
Guinea.
it was
Oh,
Roberts. I
Guinea.
figured-
That was not to be a racial slur or whatever.
All right,
It's
what's
Rob.
question
You're
number
99%
7?
Italian.
Question number 8. So the House of Representatives has how many voting members?
Ooh,
A.
I know
100.
I know this answer.
B. 435. C. 535. Or D. 538.
435.
It's 535, I believe.
It's 435.
Is it?
You said the
House of Reps.
House
voting
of-
members.
House of Reps. I think the Senate is the one
The
that.
Senate's
Well, Senate
two
has
per state.
100.
Right.
All right,
Senate has 100
so
because there's two states.
yeah.
I think it's.
Representatives.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm actually gonna say 538. Actually.
What would the
was
answer?
that?
100,
I'm gonna say
435, 535, or
538.
538.
Oh, that was a.
I'm
I'm gonna say 538.
I think it's either that or 430.
What about
So I'll go
$5
against it again.
footlong?
I'll
No,
say-
it was 435.
That's 438 is not even an option. What are you trying to make your own?
627.
What?
All right, so I go 435. You went 538.
I'm
and
saying
you're going.
430.
You're going $5 footlong.
$5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go right now.
What is the answer, Brian?
435.
435.
Yeah. Oh wow! I
You
finally
know why I
got
said
one.
538? Because there's a website called 538.
There
And
is.
I was like, yeah, and it's a political website.
There's
It's like
al-
a
I don't know,
political fact.
but I
sell
don't know if you know
jeans.
this, but there's actually a number called 538 as well.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah.
really?
What?
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's actually a number comes after 530.
Yeah. Well,
7.
apparently Joe is a name. I learned that. I figured that out the other day.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway,
question
our
number
question
9?
number 9.
All right, question number 9. The Federalist Papers supported the passage of the U.S. Constitution. Which of these men was not one of the authors? A. James Madison. B. Alexander Hamilton.
All right.
Alexander
C.
Hamilton
John
definitely
Jay. D. John Adams.
Ooh.
John Adams.
C.
You think John Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know. I honestly, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I don't really remember what the Federalist
I don't
Papers were.
I just imagine he
Yeah,
would
me
be
neither.
part of that.
I think
Yeah.
John Jay's a baseball player.
Yeah, John
And
Jay
it's also
is,
a high school in the area.
It's a high school in the area, and it's also John Jay School of Criminal Justice in New York City.
Yes.
One of the best criminal justice schools in the country.
Do you don't know the answer, Brian?
Not until I click it.
I'm going to say John Adams because Rob said John Adams. That's
And I'm
it.
going to say John
But I
Jay.
blame Rob if I get it wrong. If
Alright.
I get deported, it's Rob's fault.
It is D. John Adams.
Oh,
Adams, wow,
Rob saved my
okay.
life. Look at
Wow.
that. I get
Those
to stay
are
in the country
hard
a little longer. That's
questions.
tough,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
One more. I got one more,
All
right?
yeah.
Last question.
Question 10. When was the Constitution written?
Oh.
A.
What-
1492.
Yes.
B. 1776. C. 1787. Or D. 1865.
B,
All right.
B 1776.
I'm going to say 1787.
I almost want to say 1328.
Yeah,
1328.
1328. The
So
Magna
was-
Carta, and then they said, let's write a constitution for a country that hasn't even been formed yet.
1787.
Columbus rode on his way over here.
Yep.
1776.
Answer
What
is
is it?
C, 1787.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thinking about the
yes.
Declaration
Nice.
of
The
Independence.
Declaration of Independence was touch tips.
Independence. All right.
So
well,
that was question 10.
so
I
who's
don't know how he
deported? So
did.
Brian's
I'm
gonna
deported. I think
Brian's
I got
gonna
the
do his
most
usual thing
wrong.
where he figures out who
Yeah.
got what right and who
Yeah.
gets deported.
So you'll see it right here
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I am now.
How crazy
you
would it
won't
be-
see me on the next episode because they're going to come and get me.
Well, what's going to happen is ICE is going to break down the freaking door in like 30 seconds.
Yes.
Just come in and just
FBI,
rip you
open
off.
Luckily, they'll never find this little studio.
Yeah, that's right.
We're in
Don't
like a
let-
freaking bunker.
Wait,
Yeah, where are
what
the
is this?
catacombs? Like, where could they possibly be?
There's no way. We're not off the grid.
You just
Yeah.
see this background, but it's actually in a different place every
Yeah, we're
week.
in an undisclosed
Are they
location.
in a North Korean basement? Like, what the hell?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So that's pretty funny, man.
Yeah, so
I-
that was good.
that was a good- no,
those
yeah,
were
that was
actually
fun.
those were actually tough questions because, like I said, when I
They
go
really
on
were.
those sites and they ask those questions, or I walk around with the mic and ask
Yeah.
people, they're really basic. Who was the first president of the United States?
Yeah.
Who did the United States fight in the Revolutionary War?
Wow, really?
Yeah, and people don't know these.
Yeah,
simple
yeah, yeah.
That's
questions.
unacceptable.
What did the
That's
13 stripes on the American flag represent?
Okay.
You guys know that? What is it?
The-
The colonies,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, the
The
original
13
Yeah.
stripes
And-
represent that?
Yeah, what do the 50 stars on the flag represent?
Right.
One for each state.
A lot of
Right.
people don't know that.
these questions. Simple questions.
A lot of
these are
people
really
don't,
simple
though.
ones. Now, these questions here, if they're on, they're hard. They're hard
No,
for
those
us.
were
I
legitimately
had a hard
difficult
time with those.
questions.
And
The
I'm,
Federalist Papers, like
Yeah.
honestly, like I don't know.
and the
I just
Piedmont-
guess it because I knew that
John Adams.
at least two of them were definitely into
Right.
it, and John Adams was the opposition of those two people.
Like my
Yeah.
my,
So I
my
knew he-
reasoning was
he
John
didn't
Adams
want to write the Federalist paper, and actually, John Jay, I believe, is from Kingston.
Yeah, he's
Really?
locally, yeah.
That's
Yeah, and
curious.
that's that
Wasn't he the-
courthouse, and he helped write the papers. He wrote like 7 of them, and there's
Oh.
like 40
God,
or 50.
wow, Rob,
70
that's
something.
freaking awesome. You know that.
So the first 3 people wrote each of those. The first 3 that you named,
Yeah.
they actually all wrote some of that.
Holy shit!
Do you think
Yeah.
there's somebody
Dude,
who
good
just
memory.
wrote like a word in the federal, like just
Definitely.
one word, like
I wrote Federalist.
I put all the thoughts in it.
like they started to write a sentence and they just like I don't know fainted or like
Yeah,
they
it's
just
like-
needed a glass of water and just never went
Well,
back.
that's what I was loving, like the Declaration. Some guy was about to sign his name, then he had a heart attack. Like, oh no, get my name on there. Get my.
Yeah, or like I
That
don't
was
know.
it, yeah.
Or like they're late for like a meeting or like missing
know,
a first
man.
date. I don't know.
Yeah, so
But,
I mean, those things are like those were hard. So I mean, as a person coming, imagine have to answer questions like that's not. It's not easy actually, but they know
Yeah.
those people coming into taking those tests know most of those questions.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
Anyway.
rough. So yeah, I figured I'd do my usual thing with the national days. There's
Okay.
a couple of interesting ones
Yeah, why
today
not?
because Rob actually did something nice for me today
yeah.
by letting
Yeah.
me use his van because I had to move some stuff.
Okay.
And today is National Do Something Nice Day.
When
Oh
he said,
wow, nice.
When
Good
he
shit.
said
Do
move
something
some
nice.
stuff, he wasn't talking about drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
he
it
was
wasn't
like-
We had to
drugs.
move that product.
We had to move that product.
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't.
asphalt.
It
wasn't-
asphalt.
it wasn't legal.
We got caught up in it. I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
drugs. It was
thing.
just heroin, crack cocaine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
wasn't legal drugs like
Yeah.
stuff I
Right.
got.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Exactly.
And the other one's kind of boring. I don't even want to talk about them really. But we can shout out to Rhode Island because it's National Rhode
Rhode
Island. Day.
All right,
Yeah.
cool, nice
It's
man.
the smallest state, isn't it?
It is a state and
Yeah,
a
it's
place.
Smallest state.
in-
Yep,
in-
right.
in- smallest state
Small-
of all the states. Yes,
Yeah.
and National Get Funky Day.
Get funky.
Get funky day.
Yeah, I was
Get
going to put on
funky.
some like funky music,
Funky
and we could go
music?
dance or something.
Oh,
but-
Brian, Brian's got that.
This should
I don't
be-
want to get copyright claims.
You know what?
Well, you
are-
can do clips of it.
Demonetized.
Well, just
because we make so
just
much
do a-
money.
Let's get monetized first before we get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly.
You get demonetized.
I think Joe is so funny. Every week, Joe trots out here with his national days and then explains what he was going to do with them. I was
And then
going
I
to
never
bring
do.
peanuts.
I get.
I was going to do whatever
I was
else.
gonna
do.
be-
One
Remember
of
all
these
those
days I
times?
will.
That's going to be one of our top.
We
10
did
things
the
that
we did
do.
the beer.
Oh, we
Of
did do
course
the
we
beer.
did
Of
that.
Yeah,
course.
we do.
Sure, that's because we always have it.
Joe's like, we got to get this right now.
Every day is National Beer Day for us.
Dude,
so.
but like realistically, it was like we've had like 3 national beer holidays like
No, I know,
on this
that's-
podcast.
that's-
National Open a
That's
Beer,
America.
National Crush a
Tailgate.
Beer can
National
on your
Crack
head,
a Beer.
National Open a Beer,
National, if you're doing a podcast, have a beer day.
National Do a Keg Stand Day.
Yeah. So yeah,
Ridiculous.
All right.
So and the other one was National Betty Day, National Apple Betty Day, which is like an apple crisp type of a
Apple
thing.
Betty.
Apple Betty.
Apple Betty.
Betty White?
It's like no, it's
I
a.
thought that's
We
what
had it. There
It
was a
should be
Betty
National
White
Betty
Day,
White.
remember?
She's
Oh,
freaking
there was
awesome.
a Betty White. Day.
Betty
You're
White
right.
was
White Day,
Oh yeah.
baller.
Yeah,
I think
she
the first
was.
time I brought up this particular thing on our podcast, it was National Betty White Day. Or
Oh, that's
some
pretty
shit like
funny.
that.
All
But-
right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did I know that?
That's pretty cool. All right.
So,
well,
excuse me. So an apple Betty is like an apple crisp, and it was
okay.
It originates from the colonial times in the United States.
What we like to do on this podcast is start off hot and then bring it to a screeching halt.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
a
a
great
little
way to do
tease.
it.
Well,
Yeah, it's a little tease.
I think
It's
a lot of you
cliffhanger.
people are like, some of the national days are kind of interesting, so you can go out
Not
there
at
and
all.
celebrate. And next year, we're going to have National Loosely
Related
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
Definitely going to do that for sure.
When are we getting on that? That must happen.
That's
We
got to
gotta
happen
put that
now?
in.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it on
Yeah.
my phone.
Maybe our next episode.
Yeah, sure.
Then.
They're not going to approve it.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, they will.
approve.
These are the other things there. If they don't approve that, I'll be pissed. Look at the ones they are getting approved. They're stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's
so
some
true.
ridiculous ones. They're like 9, 10, 11 of them
Remember
on a
the
day.
one was what? Have your kids in the kitchen day or
Yeah.
something?
National,
Oh my
Kids
God.
take
Kids-
National Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
Yeah.
How come there's never National Put Your Kids in a Closet Day?
Yeah.
Lock them
National
up.
Send Your Kids to Somebody Else for a month. You know?
Exactly.
All right. Hello, boys and girls. We're back with our
We're
podcast,
back.
Loosely Related.
We got that.
So much has happened between the last time you heard from us,
Yeah.
which was pretty much instantaneously, I
World
guess.
War
Yeah,
III
it's weird.
started and ended and then
ended.
started again.
Pretty
Right.
quickly, yeah. Yep.
It's insane what can happen in a second.
In that 1
yeah.
second. Yep.
All right.
Woodrow Wilson rose from the dead, so
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
could be the president again.
I
And
finished graduate school.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Yep. I finished, telling Woodrow Wilson how sorry I was for saying that he, was not president during World War I. So anyway, it's
Okay.
cool.
So speaking of current events, or not so current events, so you guys have probably seen a lot of stuff in the newspaper lately with Juul, which is a popular brand of vaping.
Yeah,
I guess-
used to
yeah.
vape. I used
Yeah,
to vape.
I
You
had
did,
too,
yeah,
honestly.
that's
So did
right.
I.
Well,
And it's funny, even just that second. So it's first of all, vaping isn't really that new anymore. It's
No,
been,
yeah.
I
It's been
guess,
around a while.
I don't know exactly when, but I'd say at least a decade now.
Yeah, remember the blue cigarettes? Remember that shit?
Blue,
The
Yeah.
blues, yeah.
Logic.
Right.
Juul just happens to be the most popular one now.
I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like, what is so special about Juul that everyone flocks to it?
Probably
like it's
because of the
candy?
name.
And the name, I think, probably advertising. It's really directed
guess.
at a specific
Marketing.
demographic of young
Right.
people.
Yeah.
They have pina colada flavors and stuff.
Wow, really?
Which is really, I think, part of the real problem, honestly, is that I think there was this idea when it first started, at least in my humble opinion, that it was going to be a device really to get people off from smoking.
Right, yeah.
As an interim device, not then to continue smoking Juul.
Yeah.
But then I think once, the money monger saw the opportunity
Yeah,
there,
oh
they
my
started
God.
directly marketing to children. And you'll see there's I don't even know the percents or the numbers. Brian, you could look it up if you want. But there's a ton of people now, a huge segment of the population here and throughout the nation that never smoked cigarettes, started with Juul, and now they just smoke Juul or
Yeah,
other vaping
yeah.
products.
Right. I wish
Isn't it bigger it's bigger around the high school kids?
So
that was a
that's
big
sort
story
of the
in
big thing, right?
schools
Yeah,
and
sure.
stuff like that. The kids are taking
Yeah.
it up and probably weren't, like you said, they probably weren't smoking and
Yeah,
stuff. They
like,
probably just did it
as young
because
as like
it was the
15
thing
from,
to
from,
do,
from like
guess,
what I
you know.
understand about like certain
I'm sure.
things.
And the other thing is just by its nature, think about how easy it'd be to sneak around with that.
Right.
It's
sure.
odorless and stuff. So I remember when I was in high school, the guys and girls used to sneak into the bathroom and try to smoke near a window, and
Yeah.
they'd inevitably get busted by someone because you'd smell the smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
They'd be
right.
like, who the hell's smoking in the bathroom
Yeah.
again?
Right.
Yeah.
So, but now with that, it's like they're vaping all kinds of things, not
Right.
just nicotine.
Hmm.
And then there's, of course, a bunch of people, I'm sure we've all heard it, oh, this is safer than cigarettes.
Yeah. Yep.
Blah, 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 blah.
No,
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not the case at
It's
all.
turning out that it's really bad. A lot of people are dying from it. There's all kinds of stuff in the news.
Well, I don't know if a
now.
lot of
Right.
people are dying from it.
You
It's
know,
like
they're-
they've only
No.
had like the one real death
Dozens
so far,
of
right?
people
Dozens.
nationwide.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I heard. I thought.
So,
I, thought there
I mean,
was
A lot of
You
people
know.
are getting sick. Like
Right.
there's some severe things
There's
that
supposed
have
to be
happened,
some
right?
some kind of lung disease or
Right.
a virus. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Well, a few people had like collapsed lungs, Rob. Right? That's what I kept seeing in the
Pneumothorax.
headlines.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what a pneumothorax would be. A
Oh,
collapsed
really?
lung.
Okay,
It's-
gotcha.
That's the $20 word for it.
There we go. Okay.
So
But,
I do have some stats if you
Oh,
want me to
okay.
go through 'em.
So, what are they saying with regards to like how much people are using this now?
So this
Yeah.
is just in regards to e-cigs in general.
Okay.
Let's see. So
Yeah, I just pulled something up myself on
let's
it.
see. Teen e-cig users are more likely to start smoking. So like, hold on. It says 30%.
Okay.
What the hell? Hold on.
It says, well,
30 is
here's,
well thought
here's
out.
something that I got on it.
30%.
30% of
Yeah.
all loosely related
It
topics
doesn't-
are
it-
planned
according
and,
to-
and
doesn't make any
prepared.
sense.
According to the
Tops.
Washington Post health article, It says hundreds more people in the U.S. have been sickened by a mysterious vaping-related lung disease, and the death toll has risen to 18.
18, so
according
dozens,
to the federal health data released on Thursday.
Right.
This article was printed on October 3rd, which is only a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to be cynical. There is a lot of back and forth as to why. Like, you'll see, I'm not going to go into all the politics of it, but of course it's becoming political now.
Oh, really?
Of course. Like, you get PACs, right?
Yeah.
Political action groups, and they throw big money. Whatchamacallit, Philip Morris used to be one of those.
Oh,
and
wow.
to get people to vote a certain way, right? Just like power companies do. And, there's the thought that this is getting all this publicity, even though in reality not that many people have honestly been affected, because they think that maybe the big tobacco companies are trying to move back and get back their turf. And so there's all those thoughts. But I could give you just a brief explanation in general. And this is really true for anything that shouldn't be where it is, right? So if you just consider in general, our lungs are set up very specifically to oxygenate our bodies,
right?
Not to have other things being put in there, right? And you'll hear people, oh, there's just oils, there's none of this, none of that.
It's steam, right?
Right, there's no oversight, really. So now you're seeing more oversight given to it.
Yeah, thank God.
Right, and the other thing is, you're causing an inflammatory process. So wherever you are, like say you just stub your toe or you cut yourself, your body tries to help heal that area and ward it off and keep it safe. And how it does that is all the cardinal signs of inflammation, the redness, the erythema, the swelling, the touch is warm, right? And it hurts.
Yeah.
Now, all those are signs of inflammation. The pain lets you know something is wrong.
I got a bump on my head yesterday from work because I was taking something down from the shelf, and one of the lids from one of the plastic buckets came down with boop right off the top of my head.
So is that considered a workplace injury? Would that be considered that?
I suppose.
I don't know how you can tell where your head stops and where the bump begins.
Exactly.
Honestly, the whole thing looks like a bump to me. But that's why I'm wearing my hat today. You're playing solo today with giant forehead.
Yeah, right.
All right. And especially I got a haircut today too, so I joined the crew.
Oh yeah,
you're a week behind on that haircut.
Yeah.
But all right, so getting back to what I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
The inflammation, right? So the pain lets you know something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
The inflammation is increased vascularity or permeability. So that area opens up to bring oxygen to the area. That's where the swelling comes from. Blood flow increase.
Okay.
You need the white blood cells to help heal.
Okay.
You need oxygen to heal. That's what red blood cells bring into that area.
Right.
But it causes pain. The swelling puts pain on your nerve endings and stuff like that. So how that would relate anywhere else, if you continue to cause inflammation as in asthma, bronchitis, anything like that, you get this irritation. You increase goblet cell production, which is mucus, right?
Oh, shit.
You ever notice if people are smoking a lot, they start to get that, what they call like a smoker cough?
Yes. Yeah.
Because there's a change in those cells. So there's these little grape-looking sacs, and they're called alveoli, and that's where gas exchange takes place.
Okay.
So oxygen is loaded on and carbon dioxide is loaded off for expelled through your mouth or your nose.
Yeah.
And my eyes have gone cross.
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, I know it's getting. I didn't mean to go in too deep,
dude. It's big words, but I like words and I like learning things.
So basically, those cells that are used for very specific reason start to mutate. They sometimes become a tumor, which we know is a cancer, right?
Shit.
And so what happens is anytime they proliferate, but they're not the cells they're supposed to be, they no longer operate like they should, right?
Yeah.
So they're useless.
Yeah.
So what happens is you continue to irritate those cells. They continue to get inflamed. They begin to get more permeability, more vascularity comes to that area, and they no longer are producing what they should be, loading oxygen and offloading. So gas exchange becomes harder. And then eventually, if you keep it up, you'll get scar tissue. That's what happens after cells change so much. Right, they scar, just like drinkers with cirrhosis of the liver.
Yeah, right.
It starts as a fatty liver. The cells start to continue to change, and they become scarred and no longer useful for anything.
That's crazy, man.
All you nursing students out there that are watching the show have no excuse but to pass your tests coming up.
Seriously.
And really, exactly. But that simple idea of inflammation, increased vascularity, permeability, and that idea is the same everywhere in your body.
Yeah.
So you could really just take that same idea and apply it to asthma, apply it to COPD, apply it to bronchitis.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's what's going on. You have this kind of terrible marketing strategy where they're aimed at a specific demographic, again, kids, really.
Right.
66% of teens, according to drugabuse.gov.
Yeah.
What a name for a website.
That's
they say that in their e-cig, just flavoring.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just flavors, nothing else.
Because it says manufacturers don't have to report e-cig ingredients.
Yeah.
That's
Are
right.
you kidding me?
Yeah, it's
Wow,
disturbing.
yeah.
It's disturbing a lot of what's going on. And you
Let's-
look at where the
yeah.
advertising is all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember those Truth commercials where they
Yes,
said
yeah.
how
Truth.org.
hard hitting they were?
Yeah,
Yeah,
truth.org.
Like a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
that stuff was paid by the large tobacco manufacturers. They were forcing class action lawsuits to make those.
Are you serious?
Yeah. A lot of their profits ended up going into that, but that doesn't happen with companies like e-cigarette companies and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
I
they're
see
not
what you're
really
saying.
being looked at the same way as the tobacco companies. But in any case,
So it's not
nothing should be
regulated.
inhaled into your lungs that shouldn't
Yeah.
be there.
Right,
Right.
of course.
You know what I mean? That's just common sense. You
Yeah.
don't do it in anywhere else in your body. Don't start
Right.
just putting things in your eyes and up your. I mean, really? Do you?
Right.
I mean,
You're not supposed
Right.
to do that?
no, not
Oh,
really.
shit. Unless it's loosely related. You can put loosely related into your lungs.
Yeah.
up
Put that in your
nose.
pipe and smoke it.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a little bit about what's going on with that.
So it's not regulated then. So
I mean, there's some
it's
regulation, but not anywhere near what like you would think.
No, because it's
Okay.
not. It's not in the same. I mean, it's regulated because they.
I mean, you can't put crack in the e-cig.
Right.
Like,
I mean, you can, but
you
the
could
crack
probably
part would
put-
be illegal.
would-
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
right. That
right.
part would get them in trouble, probably.
Yeah.
You know, you could put it in your own e-cigarette.
Right.
though.
Yeah.
They don't
Well,
have to know about
that makes more sense.
You know.
Yeah.
Crack's
So-
a hell of a drug, man.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what I did.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so
that's-
anyway, yeah.
So yeah,
Anyway.
a lot of my friends do it, and I was like saying. So I was talking to my friend Kev last
Mm-hmm.
night. The now Marine who is currently in California.
Wow.
He's on base. Shout out to Kev.
Kev.
Good luck out there, man.
Thanks, buddy.
And yeah, he's out there right now. But he's sitting there and he's smoking his Juul, and I'm sitting. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't they just? Because I don't know, and Brian, maybe you can look this up. If they, I thought they had outlawed Juul altogether in California. I remember seeing something about it. Again, I
I'm
don't
not
know much
sure.
about it, but he was like, yeah, we're on a military base, so we kind of follow the like Marine code and all
Yeah.
that, so it's a little bit different. But I was just sitting there, and I'm like, man, you're still doing it. You're still
Yeah.
smoking that Juul after all this stuff, and I guess it's like it all harkens back to the whole cigarette thing, where it's like everybody for the most part, I'm sure knows cigarettes are bad,
Right.
but it is that maybe I would assume the addiction and stuff like that.
It
But,
might just be San Francisco.
Okay, maybe that's what it was that I saw.
Everything
okay,
starts just in San Francisco.
yeah, right.
San
that's where everything
Francisco
started.
became the first city in the United States to ban e-cigarettes on Tuesday, which
Yeah,
was
right.
in
I
June.
actually
That
remember
makes
that from the
sense.
news. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, that makes more sense.
And we were just
yeah.
talking earlier on our break about how many, like, Joe, you were just talking about how many shops are just in this area.
Yeah,
right? How many
oh
vape
my
shops
God.
are everywhere.
It's crazy. I remember
It's
they
almost
weren't
like a
anywhere.
lifestyle, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
those
in
are
New
even-
York, they're passing the law that from what I understand, Brian, can you check on this too?
Those vape shops, those
The-
things are even crazier. You go to those vape shops and you buy those vape machines and those things that you see those people smoke. I've never
The
had one, but
Mileys, they're like
you
they're
see
called.
them
I don't know what
smoke
that
those
is. I
things
just
and they
use
blow
them.
out a huge cloud
Yeah.
of smoke. It's like
that
insane.
seems healthy.
They
Yeah.
got
What I like to
rings
do
and
is I just-
cars
or
and
vapor,
like
whatever you
chips
wanna
coming
call
out
it.
of their mouth.
That's what they
Yeah.
do now, actually.
Yeah.
They're changing cars, so instead of like the
Yeah.
regular output from your
Yeah.
gas and oil, it's just you're going to vape right from the
Yeah,
tailpipe.
yeah.
Put your mouth on this tailpipe.
You open up the gas
That's the
tank and it's
best
just like
vape.
a little pipe to.
Yeah, I think
Slow
Elon Musk
window.
was working
Start
on
it up. Vaping, dude. I mean, but yeah, in any case, and you do it inside, and it's kind of like they got rid of cigarettes inside. I remember when Joe, remember when that happened?
Yeah. Oh,
I-
yeah.
well, we were both definitely smokers. And I was like a pack
Yeah.
a day smoker back
Yep.
then.
Yeah.
And when you couldn't go in the diner, just sit there all night and have coffee and cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I looking up?
Yeah, what the hell are we looking at?
New York State.
What are the?
Right.
I think the outlawed, or is it going into effect soon that they're going to get rid of all the flavors? No more, even maybe mint they might keep, but no like pineapple, berry colada, whatever the hell they
Yeah, right. I think
So-
they did get rid of like bubble gum. I know like there was one law that I know was passed, and they had said basically get rid of flavors that could be considered that they were marketable to children, like bubble gum,
I had,
raspberry, strawberry. Things,
I had
things
quit
like that.
smoking and I took up the Logic's cigarette or e-cigarette and I was smoking that, but
And you weren't
And I-
feeling well, right?
no, and you start to get it, and I realized
That's
I looked it up. They
right.
call it popcorn
Holy
lung
shit, that's right.
Yeah.
because when you're smoking a
about
lot, you're sucking oil into your lung.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's good.
Oil's just
Vegetable
it's
oil.
literally coating your
And
lung
just
like
think
popcorn
about-
oil.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
start to feel a heaviness in your chest. I stopped smoking because
And
of that. I was
again,
like,
that's
this
the
is not
changing.
good.
That's exactly kind of what we're talking about. That's the change of those grape-like sacs, those alveoli. You have a surfactant inside your body which helps them keep inflated.
Right.
If you change those weights and everything, yeah, you could get pneumothorax, inflammation, changes in those sacs, or they open up like kind of like COPD, where you see
Yeah.
they call them like the barrel-chested people when they get older because you're using all those ancillary muscles to try to make up for the carbon dioxide. They can't get rid of it anymore.
Wow, really?
Right.
So a really good example of what they say it feels like,
Oh, God.
you only have to do this once and you're like, holy crap. Take a balloon, start to blow it up, breathe a little of the balloon in, and then try to breathe out again, but keep blowing it up. So you blow the balloon half up.
Yeah.
You can't get off the balloon. You breathe in again, then blow it up again, then breathe in a little. And that's what it feels like as it starts to become, the atmosphere outside becomes too much for your inhaling.
Really?
Holy
Like you
shit.
can't get rid of the carbon dioxide.
Oh my god.
I think they are gonna stop doing the flavored things is like because it's basically a compromise between it's either you get rid of your flavored thingies or you just get rid of Juul.
right.
Is what it sounded like
Yeah,
from the
yeah, that's
NPR
true.
article I just found.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean that's gonna hurt a lot of shops, but
Yeah,
I can't
definitely.
say I feel too bad for them.
It's like how I feel about like I feel bad saying this, but like a lot of tobacco farmers, like you have to imagine, like I don't like. That was always one of the biggest concerns, right? Like when you if you tried to like abolish cigarette smoking or tried to like limit it or whatever, that there are people who literally make a living, in
Right.
certain parts of the country that are tobacco farmers. Like you're going to destroy their livelihood, but it's at a certain point it's cost versus benefit. I feel like
Right, and I guess the bigger argument about any of these type of things is people are always going to say, well, it's my life, I can do what I want.
right.
If I understand the risk, then I should be able to do what I want, and that to a degree is true. But also, what happens when they do get sick? Who's paying
Right.
for that
True.
health
Yeah,
care
right.
they're going to need?
Exactly.
Or the effects on other people who didn't make that choice.
Right.
Right.
So
Right,
we can go on and on about that for days. So
yeah,
we won't
exactly.
get into that. But
dude, I know, man.
anyway, I didn't mean to like bring everything
Dude.
back to a halt. I'd like to get on with that thing that Joe was talking about earlier, man.
Yeah, well, I had a couple other segments, but it's anybody. We had cool kind of things. I wanted to talk
Yeah, I
about
wanna hear
something
about
that might
this,
be interesting.
The Marvel.
Yeah.
Too. I
Well,
can't
do you
wait
want to
hear
talk?
about that.
You want to talk about that now?
You know what? Let's. Do you want to go ahead and we'll take maybe like another quick little break and we'll come back. All right. So welcome back, guys, from our second little break there. I just wanted to quickly mention and bring it up, and maybe not so quick because I could always ramble about this for like literally hours. But today, I believe it's today. I think it started. I'm not sure when it started, Brian. If you want to pull it up, Comic-Con, the New York Comic-Con started. I think it was this week. I don't know if it starts like Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. I actually have a friend who's going today to it.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Senna, who's down there right now. But anyway, obviously I'm a big Marvel guy. I'm honestly a big like comic book movie guy. I know that my dad is.
a lot of
This
big
is the
stuff.
third through the sixth.
to talk about.
Third through the sixth. So that
Yeah.
was what? So that was Thursday, right?
Thursday.
Yeah, it started. That's pretty cool.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I mean, like I know,
let's
like
find it.
we're all into it, and it's kind of cool because I want to talk about it because this is the first Comic-Con in a long time where it's like not going to be like the original like Avengers cast. I mean, like, they might be there just for like talking points or whatever, but like most of that Avengers, series, the Infinity War saga as they call it, is over. That
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
22, 23
Yeah, just
film saga.
insane.
Yeah.
So wait,
it's
is that starting from that first? What was it? Captain America? Is that the beginning?
so the beginning. I mean,
Iron
well,
Man,
Because they
right?
show Iron Man at the end of that movie.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever?
yeah, technically, I guess the beginning would be
Oh,
considered Iron Man 1.
Yeah,
Iron
okay.
Man
Iron
1
Man
like
1.
sort of started it
Okay.
Yeah.
in 2008. And so I mean, like that was sort of the first one. But yeah, I mean, like on paper, Captain America was the movie that started the Avengers. Obviously, he was like the first ever superhero,
Okay.
kind of thing or whatever. So I mean, like that was pretty cool. But anyway, I just thought maybe it was something to be kind of fun to do in honor of, like the whole, I mean, I love the whole series. Multiple films out of that Infinity War saga are actually in my top 10 movies of like all time. I thought it'd be kind of fun to maybe go around a little bit the table and see. I know that Brian's, not necessarily a huge Marvel guy,
No,
maybe
not at all.
maybe not even at all. And I know like Rob, we've gone to see a lot of them. Have you seen basically every movie in
I'm
the saga?
just looking at them and I'm like confused as how some of these are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm
Yeah.
like twisted up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I get the common ones here, but like I didn't know. Where is it? Deadpool's considered an MCU?
No. I mean, well,
He's
all right, so
DC, right?
no, Deadpool is Marvel, but Deadpool.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: so, like again, like I always explain,
so
it's
confused.
really complicated if you're not familiar with like a lot of the ownership over Marvel
Yeah, it gets
characters and
confusing.
shit. Yeah. So for years, what happened was that Sony owned like just Spider-Man, and that was the whole thing. And they made their movies. Then eventually, Disney bought the rights from Marvel Comics
Right.
to like basically all the guys that you see in like Avengers. Thor, Iron Man, Captain
Okay.
America, Black Widow, the the Hulk. So then they started making their movies. Eventually, what happened was obviously Sony and Disney came to a deal because all of a sudden Spider-Man shows up in Captain America: Civil War. You're like, holy shit, man! Freaking
Yeah, it was a big
Spider-Man's
deal,
there.
right?
I was like, oh my god. And then, but so now what happened was 20th Century Fox. So they owned basically all the X-Men properties. They owned Fantastic Four and Deadpool. So that was the whole thing. Did you know that?
Are they ever going to make a good Fantastic Four movie? It's
I don't
so
know.
terrible.
They might be able
I
to
can't take
now
it, man.
because
I
Disney's
can't take it.
involved
They're
now.
so bad.
They're so bad. Every single one of them.
That's
got
got to be the worst.
Yeah.
Like,
Probably.
even the reboots were terrible.
No, the reboot was the reboot was. I think the reboot might have had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my
I think it actually might have had a 0%.
Wow, really?
I think it might.
I
have
wouldn't
had.
waste a Rotten Tomato on that.
And it had a
Yeah,
great
seriously.
cast too, man. It had Michael B. Jordan was in it. Miles Teller was in that movie. Yeah, it was
you got a good
yeah.
memory. I don't even know who was in that movie.
Yeah,
That's right.
I tuned out. The guy who plays the commish was in one of those movies. That's all I know.
really?
Some old ass reference somebody knows.
That's mad funny.
And they even list Big Hero 6. That's part of it.
Oh, well, that's Disney. That is,
They
that's
just
a
listed
Disney property.
some of these like Ghost
Yeah,
Riders in here.
I'm seeing
That sounds like
popular
that
Marvel
actually-
Cinematic Universe movies. There's Suicide Squad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
Popular Marvel Cinematic Universe movies: Forrest Gump,
Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman.
Forrest Gump did have some
Why is that in there?
superheroes.
Is that
I don't
Ghost
know.
Rider's there.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. The same
Ghost
thing
Rider
too.
is.
Kick-Ass is there.
Wow, really?
Yeah, if you look at, I'm looking at the.
I don't know how these are related.
Those are superhero movies.
You're going back to Blade? That's not
Men
even a
in Black
superhero.
2.
It's a
No.
vampire half
Although
retard or something.
Men
they
in
are
Black
making a new
2.
movie. Men in Black 2 is in there? Dude,
Okay.
what the hell is
Only the
going
second
on?
one, though.
Shrek is in there.
Howard
now.
the Duck is there.
I remember that
Well,
movie.
that actually, that's like an Easter egg. That actually is kind of funny. Yeah.
So some of
is
the
a
guests
original
at Comic Con, just a shout out to my friend Andrew and his wife or girlfriend. I'm not sure, but you're down at Comic Con.
I hope that's his
and I
only
hope-
girlfriend.
Well, yeah, but he's down at Comic Con and he's pretty hardcore. And I was
No,
hop-
he is, from what I understand.
He's hardcore, and he's down there with his costume. He has all the full, the full costumes, like the real deal costumes.
All right, this one
He's
makes more
down there.
sense.
Yeah.
And I hope you're having a great time. Take a lot of pictures, videos.
Yeah.
And,
We're derailing Joe. Oh, Joey, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. No, so but anyway, what I had wanted to say was that like I don't know if you guys all have a favorite, but I thought maybe we'd go around a table real quick and just quickly mention either like our number one favorite or just like what we can remember, like our favorite.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna have
favorites.
to go
Yeah,
with.
exactly. Like from the Infinity War saga.
feel
So
like I'm
basically,
gonna get
any
de-smacked by someone.
of the 23 films from the Infinity War saga, from Iron Man all the
Okay,
way
that's
to
it, 23.
Avengers
I'm glad
Endgame.
that's
It's like
okay.
23. Yeah. Yeah. So any one of those, Dad. What's your? I think I know your favorite from what I remember,
well,
but
my favorite one, I think there's a couple I like a lot.
Yeah, for
but
sure,
my
right?
favorite
Yeah, I know, it's so
is,
hard.
Yeah, there's a ton of them that I like.
Yeah.
My favorite one I think was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I like the Doctor Strange
Yep.
story. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
I just I just love that type of
it's a great movie.
yeah. And the other one I actually really liked a lot too is Ant-Man because I love the comedy.
You did
in
love
that.
Ant-Man, man.
And I can
Funny.
watch. That's one of those movies. Either one of those movies I could watch over and over again
Yes.
and enjoy them. But
yes.
it's hard to just say those two because I loved a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched all of them.
You did.
basically.
I think you've seen them all.
Yeah, and there was a lot of really good ones.
You got your Marvel shirt on right now. We
I
didn't
have
even
my
give you a
Marvel
shout out.
shirt
Yeah, that's
on.
right.
I don't know if you
Marvel.
can see it, but yeah, I can.
That's basically every character
every
in,
character
in
in
Marvel
the
comics, pretty much.
comics
Oh, yeah.
universe.
Yeah, it actually is.
And
Oh, so
Doctor
they got
Strange is right
X-Men
there.
too? Isn't that
Doctor
an
Strange
X-Men?
is right there.
So I have all my
something?
stuff. If you are listening to
Wolverine.
this and
No,
you
I
want
think
to
it's just
see
the
my
MCU.
shirt,
Okay.
you can log into check out YouTube and you can check out
Yeah,
my shirt.
you'll see
Yeah.
it.
But
That's a pretty cool shirt.
That is pretty sweet.
yeah, and I got that for $20 at what was it? Big Lots?
Coles.
Coles.
Shout out to
$20.
Coles.
Shout out to Coles. Not sponsored.
All right, so Rob, what do you got over there? What's
I told you.
your favorite?
Doctor
It's,
Strange.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
knew we both liked that.
Oh no
Yeah.
shit. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. Okay, cool.
I just love the character again, like Joe said. I think it had a great mix of like, not just like straight out like Superman type, like superhero, like
Yeah.
I don't know how to say, like traditional superhero.
Yeah.
I
No,
like
for
that he's
sure.
kind of different. He's so
Yeah.
unique compared to everybody else.
I
I like
literally,
his
he
character
is, yeah.
both as the hero and as a kind of almost like an anti-hero in a way, not quite, but
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
kind of. And maybe that is what you like because isn't Ant-Man kind of similar?
Yeah. I mean,
He's
Ant-Man
kind of
literally.
a criminal anti.
I mean, he was a criminal. He was in jail. Remember,
Yeah.
the movie starts with
Right.
him in jail. The
With
first
him in
one.
jail.
It's so funny.
yeah. So that's also a great movie,
Yeah.
and The Homer one, I would say, is probably everybody's favorite. I
Yeah.
really like the Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. Oh, I forgot about. I actually I
scored
forgot
I would
so
put
about
that.
well.
It did.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that it did. I mean, I enjoyed it too, but
And he's not even my favorite character. I just
no.
like the movie.
Well,
The
Thor
pacing
was
is
my
good, man.
Thor
It's
was
like-
actually one of my favorite comic book characters.
Right.
I
Were you a
used
big
to,
comic book fan?
yeah, when I was a kid, I used to read Spider-Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America. I think those were basically the ones I used to read, and Thor was my favorite
Yeah.
in the comic book
Yeah.
one.
You also read like Cain and Abel because like they were
Yes.
like you knew
Yeah,
them and
well,
all that, yeah.
I didn't have
It
to
was
read
an ongoing saga when he was.
It
into
was. You're like, oh
It
my
was
god,
actually
what's
hap-
gonna happen
Is
next?
he
No,
gonna kill
I
his
didn't
brother?
have-
No way.
Out yet?
I wasn't necessary for me to read about them because
Right.
I had firsthand knowledge.
Yeah,
of it.
right.
They were actually
Right.
his neighbors.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
watched it happen as
Yeah.
it was happening.
Well, it's like you watch and
And
like,
then I just-
why am I gonna watch the Patriot?
I
was there,
reported
right?
on it. I reported on fake news.
He'd actually
on
be
it.
sharing a
It's
fence
really
with
all-
Kane. He's like, that able
it's
to
really all
friggin'
fake
show
news.
off, isn't he? Kane, why are you always in the shadow, that little douche?
Kane
Oh,
didn't kill
now it
Abel.
makes
I'm
sense.
telling you, it's all fake news.
It's all fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
You heard
All
it here
right, so
first.
Joe, what is your favorite?
All right, so I gotta say that I have a lot. For me, it is hard, but you know, like I'm so it's hard for me, but I also
gotta
I'm
say
so anal
one.
with lists though. So
No
I do
top
have it.
5. You tell
All
us
right,
the
just
number
one,
one.
just one. All right, so my
Yeah,
favorite.
give us 2. We did 2.
All right, I'll do 2 because my 2 are both in my top 10. I have 2. So in my top 10 list, my 6th favorite movie of all time is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Okay.
I love that movie. It's my favorite spy movie of all time because it really is a spy movie.
Okay.
I don't care if it's superhero. I don't care if it's any of that.
Trying to
I think that in terms of the writing, in terms of the directing, I don't really care what anybody
Ryan's
says.
bored of this show.
I'm not, I did not sleep well last night.
It is it's a spy thriller. It's awesome. Like I mean, he literally is tracking down somebody who's a former assassin. He's
Right.
kind of an assassin himself because he really was in the military. He was like an assassin. His team would take out the
That's the second
high-ranking
movie
Nazis and all that.
of the.
That's the second movie, the sequel to Captain America: The
Okay.
First Avenger.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my favorite.
Oh,
and
that makes
then-
sense. That's a little on the nose, right? The
yeah,
first Avenger.
yeah, the
Okay.
first Avenger. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's, I love that movie. The acting's great. The story's great. And then my second favorite Marvel movie is honestly Infinity War. We saw that together. You,
I
me,
love
and my
it.
dad, and your
War.
wife Stephanie.
Yeah, we had
And
a
I
great
loved-
time.
I loved
Yeah,
all of
Steph had a
those
great
as
time.
well. I mean,
That
those
was,
were all very
that was a
good.
great movie.
Yeah,
I
Infinity War is
I still
great,
liked it
man.
better than the second half.
I did too. That Endgame.
I just thought the
and
pacing was so good in
Yes,
that. There was no misstep.
there was-
I was
and-
like glued to the
Yes.
screen the whole time.
it was insane that they could bring together all those characters and have it work. Like it honestly
Yeah,
worked.
you're right. With so many, like it's like one of the years the Yankees had powerhouses.
Yeah.
Right? It's like everybody
Yes.
was so big personality. It's like how do you
Exactly.
How do you balance all that?
Well, like you do all of
yeah.
that, and then
Good
the
point.
main character is Thanos. But Thanos is the main character
Right.
too. So
Yes,
like, you have
that's
all
true.
those guys, and then like Thanos had the most screen time in the movie. So it's like, how the hell did you pull that off?
You know, talking about screen time, like I think that's actually I've always been a Robert Downey Jr. fan. He was
Yeah.
always like a top 3 actor for me. I've always liked
Like
him
Kiss
for
Kiss
the
Bang
longest
Bang
all
is
time.
so
Seen,
good.
yeah,
I
I've probably
love
seen
that.
all his movies or
Yeah.
close to.
Yeah.
But at first I always liked Iron Man. I think the suits are awesome. Obviously, his snarky sense of humor is funny. But I think he like waned on me a little. It
Yeah.
like wore on me that he's so prominently featured in every
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
no, I really do agree.
It kind of
And-
wore on
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, he makes so much money. It's insane. They had I saw an infographic recently, and Brian, I don't know if you could pull it up, but they recently revealed what everybody made for Avengers Endgame.
Oh,
and
really?
it is just astronomical, man. I think like Robert Downey Jr., he wasn't even the highest paid, if I remember correctly.
Really?
For somehow, I think Chris Hemsworth made more than him on Endgame.
Okay.
But he still made like $86 million or some crazy shit like that for like Endgame or something like
I
that.
thought you were gonna say
Wow.
Happy made the most money.
Yeah, I know. Right? Happy, right? Freaking Gwyneth Paltrow
He's
made the most
funny,
money
too.
in the movie on Avengers. But
Oh, here we
anyway,
go.
so yeah, what's up?
Chris Hemsworth made the most at
Yeah.
$76 million.
76 million.
Wow.
He made $76 million
Wow.
For
on
Endgame.
one movie.
Robert
Endgame.
Downey made $66 million.
66,
Oh.
dude.
Cry Me
Wait.
a River, only $66 million.
Bradley Cooper's Rocket?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
rocking. He's
Oh,
rocking
he made
Raccoon.
$57 million.
Wow.
A
Just
third.
Just for doing
for the
lending
voice.
his voice. He doesn't even do motion capture. Do you know who does motion capture for Rocket Raccoon? It's freaking James Gunn, the director of
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. His
Who got
brother.
booted and is he back now?
Yeah, he's back now.
Okay.
His brother does the motion capture for Rocket Raccoon.
Dude.
Anyway,
Then
Those were great
Scarlett
movies.
Johansson was Black Widow at fourth.
That would be in
56
my
million.
top
56
two.
million, man. That's
You
crazy.
guys want to
yeah.
hear some
So
of
I
the-
loved. I'm sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I really enjoyed.
Oh
That's
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was,
that was
yeah, that was
definitely
great.
good.
That
I
was
really,
great.
really
Those
enjoyed
were
that
really
movie.
good.
Love
The
Guardians.
second
And
one
two.
was.
I like two also.
I didn't like it as much.
I didn't like it as much.
And I like the Ant-Man and the Wasp too.
I liked Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yeah.
The first Ant-Man, I think I was too hyped on.
Let me
'Cause
ask you
I
a
heard a
question.
lot about it. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, let me ask you one question. Everybody loves all the movies. Like I feel like Marvel fans love all of them, and there's like you could almost say that you like every single one. Which
No,
ones
there's
did you
some.
hate? Because I know which ones I hated. My least
The
favorite.
original Captain America was.
Yeah, my least favorite was Thor: The Dark World. That was such a piece of crap.
I know people don't
I
like that
think,
one, but that's
I
with the
hated
sister.
That one was
Yeah,
bad. And,
the sister.
Oh no! That's the one where they go fight the frost giants.
No, that's the first one. The second one is with the elves.
I
Yeah.
think,
The dark.
Oh, they're
elves.
not the same damn thing.
I do have
Yeah.
an unpopular opinion
Yeah.
related to
I
this.
don't hate
Yeah.
it.
For me, out of all the ones I have seen, if I were to pick like probably the one I least liked, it was actually Infinity War.
Okay.
And I'm
Really?
gonna say because
Holy
of
crap.
this, as someone who didn't see all of the movies,
Yeah,
I
right.
did find it a bit obnoxious to be like I would like get into a plot line that I just didn't give a shit about.
Right.
And
you don't have
so-
any foundation.
I mean,
Well-
this movie's been out for long enough. I'm just gonna say this.
Yeah.
When he
No spoiler, no.
when Thor takes what's her name? The girl they go to the place and he has to sacrifice somebody.
What
is her name?
Gamora.
Gamora. When she died, I didn't feel a freaking
Yeah,
thing.
right.
I did not. It just didn't do anything.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
we
why
talked about this like when it came out. And I was like, oh yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen all the other movies,
You
yeah.
have to see that because
Oh, yeah,
everything,
yeah.
every other
There's a lot of
movie
time.
leads up to it.
It was for me. It was like sitting down at a table with people I partially know and them saying an
no,
inside
you
joke,
really
and I'm
can't.
just sitting there and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
see the.
No,
you
that
can't
makes
see
sense.
It just
Infinity
annoyed
Wars
me. Yeah, it
without
was
knowing
annoying.
the other
Yeah.
movies. It's just
The thing with
But the ones that if I had to say that I didn't like was probably some of the Iron Man ones. Iron Man 1 was good.
Yeah.
I think Iron Man 2 and
Iron
3
Man
were
2
not
was
good.
considered one of the worst
Really?
ones.
Yeah, Iron Man 2
I don't
was
remember
terrible.
that much. I remember
That was the one where
where's he in a prison? He gets his one hand back
Yeah.
and starts beating everybody with the one hand.
it was the one where he
I
made
don't
all
even
those
know.
other.
No, that's the third one. That's a great
Yeah,
one. I love.
that's good.
No, Iron Man 3 is good. That was
Yeah, what's
Shane
the one
Black,
where he's
good
running
one.
around with the little kid? These are great examples.
that's
I mean.
Iron Man
I was
3.
running around
Iron
with a
Man
little kid.
3.
Remember that one?
Iron
But
Man 2 is
Man,
Mickey Rourke.
Iron Man 3 links into.
Oh, right, the race car crap.
Iron Man 3 links into Infinity Wars Part 2.
Oh wait,
Because the kid
I
standing
know what I
there
could say I
in
hated.
the background of that, when they had the little memorial at the end for Tony Stark, the kid was there as a
Like
young
15,
adult. He was
16,
15.
whatever.
well, the whole thing is they go into that.
He
time
becomes, or he was supposed to, at least
The
in
time
the
crap.
comics, I think, that kid becomes the, new Iron
The
Man.
next Iron Man.
And they don't
Oh,
have
no
it, so
kidding.
they're not following
crap.
comic
I think what
lines.
we said. I think Joey and I had talked about this last time, but and you knew exactly what I was talking about. Okay, this
Yeah.
is what happened. I said the last 20 minutes of that movie reminded me of what?
Lord
Remember?
of the Lord of the Rings Return of the King.
It was so awesome, but I didn't
ending.
need that 25 minutes of these little people jumping up and down on the bed
On the
celebrating.
bed.
Yeah,
I
right,
don't know
yeah,
what. I was waiting for what was it? Pillow fighting? What the
Yeah,
hell were they
yeah,
doing?
right.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Here's some of
It was
the,
just like, why
yeah.
are they doing this?
So,
I didn't need
so
that.
what are you going to do
some
right
of the
now? What is this?
interesting guests who are at Comic-Con.
Okay.
Just a couple of them.
Oh,
There's a shit
is
ton.
included
The
there.
whole- yeah.
Garbage. There you go.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of them. But you guys know who Tom Hiddleston is?
Yeah, he's
Uh,
a great actor.
Yeah.
Hiddleston?
Yep.
Yeah, we might have heard of him before.
Tom
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston. He's there.
That's Loki.
He's Loki,
Because
yes.
he has a
And
Loki
awesome.
TV show coming out.
Paul Rudd.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
they're
Paul
making
Rudd
Loki
is there?
TV.
Paul Rudd is
I
there.
love Paul Rudd.
Yep.
All right. And,
Paul
Like
Rudd plays Paul
probably
Rudd.
talking
in
about
every
Ant-Man.
and then
and
Q is there.
Who?
Brian Quinn from The Impractical Jokers is going to be.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably not necessarily because I mean the Comic-Con has to do with lots of
I'm
different
back.
things, right?
Yeah.
They don't just
Everything.
talk
No,
strictly
yeah,
about Marvel
there for a
stuff. They
minute.
talk
Comic-Con
about
is
upcoming
movies,
and
like
stuff.
they
It's
were
a reason to sell stuff. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh,
for
It's a
sure.
huge sell. But I
It's
would
also
like
a
to go.
reason to do like cosplay.
Yeah,
because
so-
cosplay.
all
they
those
go-
all those lonely dudes over there watching all these girls in these short ass, tight ass
Yeah.
outfits and crap.
If
Well, I
you
do
want to
gotta say,
check
like,
it out, you can go to
Andrew-
the NewYorkComicCon.com /guests / entertainment guests or just check out the New York
Yeah.
Comic Con
Oh,
and it
I
gives you a
forgot I
whole
gotta give
list.
shout out too.
whole
Corey,
list.
shout out to Corey. Sorry,
Corey.
she's there too for my job. She's going to.
Well,
Comic-Con.
we all have 3 friends
Forgot
there.
about
Look at
that.
that.
She's
We all
doing
have
cosplay.
friends.
I forgot who she
We
said
have
she was
friends
dressing as.
outside of the podcast, believe it
Yeah.
or not.
Yes.
Yeah, we actually have more than just each other.
There
Yeah.
should be something like that for guys. Even a lonely girl can dress in some scantily clad outfit, and there's a bunch of nerds there.
Yes.
Guys don't have it. We don't have makeup. We can't make
Nope.
ourselves. We have to develop personalities.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all
Especially,
I had. Thank God I got
when you have
married.
these
I
these
know.
foreheads.
These
and all
giant
that.
5 heads.
Yep.
I had to lock that wife down. I was like, I don't care if you have 10 kids. Let's get married. Because I'm only going downhill. It's not like all of a sudden I could dress up like Iron Man. She's like, oh my God.
See, I would love to be able to say to a girl, "Listen, I can't hang out with you anymore. Like, I have to. I got too much going on. Why? What's going on? I'm Batman. That's why. I'm sorry.
I wasn't supposed to tell you that.
I'm Batman.
Oh, God, that's right.
Anyway,
gosh.
but yeah, so I mean, I think that's we'll probably.
Do you want me to tell my?
Oh yeah,
Black
Brian's
Panther
got it.
story?
So Brian, besides the fact that I know, like, I didn't want it to seem like I was excluding Brian from the conversation of favorite Marvel movies. Brian has a great story about his a personal experience going to see a Marvel movie. So
Yeah.
Brian, if you want to take it away, yes, please.
So for like, I want to say like 3 or 4 months, I interned in Los Angeles during my last semester of college,
Yeah.
and that time was the time that Black Panther was released. And there was if you remember, there's a huge uproar about it. It was like going to be, everyone knew it was going to break box office records. It was the
Yeah.
first black superhero. And if you were in LA and you were in any way related to the movie industry, it was almost like not acceptable if you didn't go out and see it. So
Yeah.
I just went, I saw it at like 10 a.m. alone. And
Alone.
yeah, so I went and saw it, and like I guess like my opinions of it were that I think that so much like hype was surrounding it that people forgot movies can be criticized.
Yeah.
And so like I was just kind of like, okay,
Tread carefully.
it was all right. Like, I was just like, okay, like
Yeah.
I saw it. It didn't blow my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was
Yeah.
it was good.
I liked it.
enjoyed it.
Tied
It was
into the rest
I
of
like
the
the
story.
technology.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was crazy. It was like literally that was for like.
But it must have been like,
For my job, I would do like I would look at news articles
Yeah.
for the day, and for like 2 or 3 weeks, every freaking thing was about Black Panther.
about Black Panther.
It was
Yeah.
nuts.
I mean, it is
Yeah.
important. I think it is important.
Oh,
the
for
research,
sure.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Culturally, it is.
Oh,
important.
definitely, for sure, 100%. And I think they handled it really well. The villain was good. One of the highlights of that movie was Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. It was just amazing. Marvel has not done a great job at creating great villains, besides maybe like Thanos and Loki. And Killmonger was great. He's one of my top 3 favorite villains from like Marvel.
Would Loki be an
But
anti-hero
yeah.
too?
I think Loki's honestly
No, he's
kind
just
of a
a-
straight up villain.
he's just a
Honestly, really.
Yeah, he'll help out when it requires it.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
Loki's
but-
For himself, basically.
Yeah, Loki. I always kind of compare to like Venom. If you know
yes,
Venom
yes, yeah.
from the
Because
comics,
Venom
he's
will
like
help
that.
sometimes
But
if he has to for his
yeah,
own.
But he's not a good guy.
No, he's
Right.
not.
And,
right.
and that's how Loki is. I would
And then
say.
even Carnage. Let's go down the hole now.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
dude, he's evil. All right, so I mean, I think that's probably gonna wrap it up today, right?
But what
I'm
about you're not
sorry,
going to speak about how Disney and freaking Disney and Sony finally got
got
together?
Spider-Man
and now-
back.
Yeah, we
Did,
talked
did
about
we
that
mention
last week.
that? We did mention it briefly, really
We did?
briefly, but we did mention it.
They're back.
All right, so
I don't
that's
know,
something to look forward
There
to
you
because
go.
we're
Yeah.
going into the
Oh,
next
yeah.
era. Now we're ending this era in the whole. We're
The
moving into the next
Infinity.
one.
Yeah.
I thought you were
So-
talking about loosely related error.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
we're
just,
ending
that
it.
We're
era.
ending this era of
You mean
where we
the
explain
2
everything.
month
to you.
era?
Yes, that era is every week because there's always
We're
something
restarting.
different. We
Yeah.
get
We're
new
rebooting
eras
next
every
week.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Completely rebooting. We might just change the name entirely and get whole new ghosts.
New
I won't be
characters,
here
new
because I'm going to
cast.
get.
You're gonna get recasted.
I'm getting recasted because they're gonna they're
Deporting,
deporting
yeah.
me back to where it
Yeah.
is I came from.
I'm gonna recast you with Scarlett Johansson. That's what we're gonna do. And then it's just because she's a great actress. That's the only reason why.
We're gonna
she's
get
a great actress.
3 cameras, and each person is going to be played by Scarlett Johansson.
Yes, exactly.
We'll definitely get more views, I think.
I think that's
Oh,
definitely.
But don't forget, there's a few things coming up for people to look forward to. We got an interview lined up, at least 1 or 2.
Yes.
right?
We have a few,
So-
and one of those was I was hoping to have the guys, someone from Comic-Con who's been there on. I have a friend of mine who is a producer who I mentioned. His name is what's his name again? I forgot his name.
Nestor?
I hope you would
Sorry,
know that.
Nestor.
He's
I
not
didn't
coming
even
on-
know
he's
his
not
name. I
coming
met
on
him
now.
twice.
It's not coming on now.
That's it for that.
But yes, we'd like to have Nestor on and a couple other. We have Joey has a friend, and I think
Yep, my
we're still moving
Marine
into the
friend.
interview area.
Rob's got.
Yeah, so I'm going to be interviewing a guy who worked at, I don't even want to give it all away, but he worked at Rikers during the worst time to work there in the 80s. So
That's
I think he'll have
crazy,
some
man.
stories.
That
to
would
share.
be
I can't
interesting.
wait.
Without a doubt.
I can't wait for that.
So I'm looking forward to that. And that's all I got on my side.
So why don't you take us
There you
out,
go,
Rob?
man. Yeah, take us out.
All right.
All right.
Like we say in the Bronx, we hate flatly, but we got to kick rocks. Peace.
All right. See you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.